Am I going live? Am I going live? It says I'm live. It says I'm live. Oh, it was already doing some stuff. Okay. Look at this. Hopefully this is not terrible. Yes. Okay. So I think this is my first time going live on YouTube. So I've done live other websites or Instagram or mammals, for example, but I'm just hoping it's going to work here. Technically, you know what? I guess technically this is my second time because I had to stop the other stream. It's my current resolution is 960 by 540. Those are numbers I have never seen before for a resolution. It's not optimal. You know what, YouTube? I don't care. So I have a very weird internet. Yeah, this isn't any better. Okay, interesting. But what are we doing? So right now we are making a... I wish I could see who's actually in the live. I'm not sure how to do that. Whatever. So basically what we are doing right now is we are trying to figure out some story to tell. I make a lot of SciComm posts. I really love doing science communication. And lately I have been wanting to do something a little bit different. I've been wanting to branch out and try a new form of video. So that is what we are going to be doing today, is actually making this video, planning it out, figuring out everything, and if things go kind of fast, maybe we'll film it too. YOLO. But what we are looking for, so what I want to do is I like telling stories, because I think stories are the absolute best way to actually entice people, to engage them, to make them think about things in a different way. Okay, it keeps telling me to open up this widget. I am going to ignore this. Let me get... Oh, how do I... Pop out chat, that's what I wanted. There we go. So that I can do this the lazy way. So yeah, if you want to say anything, just drop it in the chat. But just for reference, I make every... That's not doing what I want it to do. Okay. No, you're not... No, everything is broken, and that's fine. You know what? This chat is just going to go over here. Oh, that's an exam I need to work on. So basically, we're going to tell a story. We're going to figure out something that we can tell about evolution. I think evolution has some of the greatest stories, and what I thought we would do is actually go onto, well, the journal Evolution, and look through some of their open access articles. I actually had a different paper, a different idea, a different story planned out for this, and I wanted to do it, but then I realized that the main paper that's based around is hidden behind a paywall, and I'm not about telling people, hey, you should look at this research, and then it's like, by the way, you got to pay a lot of money for it, because publishing is a scam. But yeah, so now I want to browse some open access journals just to get an idea, because I think we can go through these and figure out, a story from one of these. And I'd love to do something that is recent, something that was recently published, something that is new, because I just think that's like really, really neato. You get to see some cool stuff. So yeah. Okay, cool. I think everything is set up right now for me. But yeah, so this is Evolution, which is a journal. I need to make sure what I'm looking for is papers that have this open access thing next to it. Open access just basically means that anyone can access it, right? What a novel concept, someone actually wanting to read papers. Now, see, this is such a good title. Why aren't rabbits and hares larger? Abstract. Macroevolutionary consequences of competition among large clades long been thought of as related to diversification. We're going to break all these down if we choose one of these, so I'm just trying to scout out what makes a good paper, what makes something that is interesting. And, yes, I think all of these have really interesting concepts, interesting ideas, interesting things we can do with them, but we got to choose one that we can turn into something that is easy to tell. Not all papers are meant to be stories. Not all papers are meant to be these great things. But I think this might be a really interesting question. The limited phenotypic diversity means that framed. Potentially competing ungulate type partners. 3 independent lines of evidence. And if you have any ideas for a type of paper, let me know. Like, drop it in the chat. If you have an idea, even not even a paper, just like, hey, ask a question. Once we have a question, we can figure out really cool things. And like, this is live. It's meant to be a conversation. It's meant to be us talking back and forth. I don't think I can tell this story well, just because. Let's find something for while, because this is a new video idea for me. Let's do something that I actually feel like I know a little bit more about. So full access means that I get it through my proxy, through my university, so that's not really great. Let's do. Let's maybe not just limit ourselves. Let's do a wait. Can I? Does Google Scholar have a open access filter? I actually never thought about that. If they have an open access filter, we'll type in this herpetology, and then they don't. Let me see. Database of open access articles. Because I don't want it. I don't know. Data directory, but I don't want the journal. That's the. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Herpetology. In all fields. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think I've actually read this paper before. It's a really interesting one, talking about citizen science as a tool for. Well, I'm reading reading the title. But yeah, just saying that like you can have museum collection data, but then also incorporate citizen science. Let's refine. Let's refine it down to evolution, just because that's something I can talk a lot more. Behavior analysis. No. We might have to go into like biogeography or something. But yeah, this is basically what I do for any of my posts. It's just insanity sometimes. Man, this is annoying. This is definitely not a great search, unfortunately. Let's do this. Let's just do good old Google. Herpetology. We'll do macroevolution because I think that'll be something easier to work with. Then we'll just type in open access. Oh yeah, let's peruse Nature Communications, because theirs are like big pubs there, and NatureComm is open access. Oh, there's a typo. Is there a typo? Is there really a typo? I don't think there's a typo. I clicked a Google link. I told you there's not a typo. Oh, size, microhabitat, and loss of larval feeding drive cranial diversification in frogs. That's actually really interesting. I'm just gonna. Ooh, I did not see this one. Thousands of reptile species threatened by underregulated global trade. Very true. Very true. Okay. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. Rapid adaptation to invasive predators overwhelms natural gradients of intraspecific variation. So there's a lot that's going on in that title. What it's sort of saying is that when invasive predators come in, so let's say an American bullfrog gets into a swamp, right? What you'll have is the variation. I don't know what they mean by variation. I'm assuming it's diversity of some type. It changes how species are. Well, let's read the abstract. Populations lose phenotypic variation. Phenotypes are just like what is visible. So like hair color is a phenotype, eye color is a phenotype. How many fingers an organism has is a phenotype. It's just how things appear. So this one's using frog tadpoles. With crayfish. So crayfish, crawdads, whatever you want to call them, super invasive in actually a lot of areas. They're invasive here in Southern California as well. Prior to the invasion, populations differed in intrinsic developmental rate, with tadpoles from cold areas reaching metamorphosis sooner than those from warm areas. That makes sense. Wait, that's actually interesting. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. That's backwards from what I would expect. Usually, so when tadpoles develop, right, they metamorphose, they turn into a frog, they turn into different stages. But this is saying that with tadpoles with cold areas, they reach metamorphosis sooner than those from warm areas. Well, maybe that makes sense. Usually with like warmer areas, things develop faster, but this could be they just want to be bigger. I don't know. We'll have to read it more. Ontogenetic shift overwhelmed the variation between populations. Following invasions, tadpoles from invaded populations develop faster than those from non-invaded populations. Now that is an interesting line. That actually makes a lot of sense. Let's make this way bigger. So following invasion, tadpoles from invaded populations develop faster than from non-invaded. So what does that mean? What it's saying is like, well, hey, tadpoles are living in water. Got that figured out. But crawfish, they also live in water. Crawfish are invasive and they eat tadpoles. So what it's saying is that whenever the crawfish have invaded a population, tadpoles are now developing way faster than they would normally develop, which kind of makes sense. There's a selective pressure to get out of the water so you don't get eaten by a crawfish. Ontogenetic shift, which is just a change in development, we'll say that, overwhelmed the variation between populations in a few generations. That's not too surprising, but that's interesting. To the point where invaded populations develop at a similar rate regardless of climate. That's interesting. So then the climate was the main selective force originally, but now it's these crawfish that have come in. I think I'm going to send this paper. I think this is what we're going to do. I like this one. Rapid development can have costs, as fast developing froglets have a smaller body size. We kind of touched that. Poor jumping performance. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, kind of makes sense, I guess. They're smaller. Maybe there's more to it. We'll see. Compensatory growth counteracts cost of development acceleration. So what they're saying is that growth when they're froglets, like tiny little, like baby frogs, basically. Frogs are weird. But yeah, they say they compensatory growth, so they grow faster when they're little froglets instead of when they're tadpoles. That's all they're saying. Strong selection by invasive species can disrupt local adaptations by dampening intraspecific phenotypic variation with complex consequences on lifetime fitness. So what this is saying, like this last little line. So, I mean, just breaking all this down, I think it's like really good to like really dissect an abstract and really get in deep. And again, this is open access. Let me actually, here, you know what? I can pop the link right into that chat, which, hey, if you guys want to chat as well, go for it. But yeah, because this is open access, meaning that you can read it. You don't have to pay $45 to access a journal. Wouldn't that be nice if everything was like that? So this last little line, though, it's saying that strong selection by invasive species can disrupt local adaptations. Well, we kind of understand that based on everything else, right? So it's saying that, hey, we have this very strong selective force from these crawdads, which are that invasive species, and it changes the adaptations that are present within a population. Now, it says it's by dampening intraspecific phenotypic variation. That is a bunch of jargon. Basically, it is saying that the variation found within a species, so in this case, it was tadpoles, some developed slower than others, some developed faster than others. That is intraspecific because it's within a single species, but it's phenotypic, the thing that like you see, and then variation, with complex consequences on lifetime fitness. So that's what I'm actually really interested in here, because lifetime fitness, that's saying that, hey, something happened, something changed, something occurred on these tadpoles that now is going to affect the adults long term. I mean, it's sort of it's like just think about if a human child or a human, or let's say a human dog, let's say a dog, a child, whatever relates most to you is malnourished when it's young. It has less food. That has impacts later on in its life. So that's kind of what that's saying here. Like that's a good little analogy to break through it. Now I know we just spent 10 minutes on a single paragraph. I'm going to largely skim this for this because I know it's like, who wants to watch some guy read a paper? But what we're going to get into is sort of, actually, you know what? Let's actually start up our template, our storyboard, because this is actually kind of a perfect thing to work off of. Because originally the paper I wanted to do was talking about feet size in anoles. There was a very fast change, where it was within 15 generations. However, it was behind a paywall. I don't like doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it right now in Google Slides. I prefer making all of my stuff in Google Slides because of a few features that make it easier. So let's just... I delete the title because it annoys me. So we're going to just get all of our stuff organized and try to figure out the story. The nice thing about an abstract is that it's a summary of the paper. It's a summary of the story. So what is going on here? Let's get the... oh, Ficatola! I actually cite a lot of things from Ficatola. Ah, that is very good to know. Actually, where is Italy, right? What else? Wait, what else have I cited from them? Hold on. So, Zotero, that's not a thing. So I keep all of my papers that I cite inside of Zotero, which is a reference manager. But what was in Ficatola at all? I cited that heavily. Yes, they had the distribution of bullfrogs. And then this biogeography approach. Yes, I looked at this paper a lot. Yes, this was really related to my research. Anyways, that's besides the point. But so let's figure out a storyboard, right? So we kind of can figure out a lot from this abstract. We can figure out what it's saying. We can figure out what it's doing. We can figure out what these authors are actually trying to get across in their paper. And I think that's what we want to do. Now, for these videos, I want it to be sort of like this, where I'm just talking to you. I'm saying, here, I want to tell you a story. It's a story about how tadpoles originally had all of this variation in different ponds and different populations in different areas across their range, but then invasive crawfish came in and completely usurped that variation to the point where now tadpoles are on a path to try and get out of the water as fast as they possibly can, so they're not predated upon by invasive predators. That is the story that we are going to tell. Sorry, I found a ball. Okay, where's my bottle opener? Wait, can I drink on YouTube? Hold up, I did not think about this. Can I drink? I think so. Oh God, you're talking... Not... Wait. Reddit has all the answers. Hey, yay, I can drink. Okay. I would have ended the stream right now if I was not able to drink on stream. I don't have a problem. Now, where is my bottle opener? Who did this? Who? Anyone want to hand me one? Or... That was to chat. Ha, sorry, that was stupid. I'm making jokes because I'm panicking, because I'm thirsty. Okay. But yeah, we're going to talk about bullfrogs. We're going to talk about tadpoles. We're going to talk about crayfish. We're going to talk about all the things that... How am I a college student and I do not have a bottle opener? What is going on in my life? I can't find anything. I'm a professional. God damn it. Where is it? Ugh. Wait, there's a trick to do it with a lighter that I've never been able to make it work. Is this... I was hoping we were going to have a Hail Mary. Hey, nice. Yeah, what are you drinking? I am doing Alpine Beer Duet right now. I just picked it up. We had a David Attenborough party, and I wanted to pick a naturey looking beer, so it was between this and Sculpin, so I chose the cheaper one. Oh my gosh, I legitimately cannot find this. I found my harmonicas, but okay. Actually, where is my beer? But yeah, I think we found a really good paper. I'm actually really excited for it. It looks interesting, that's for sure. I'm actually amazed. Like, I don't know how I lost this. I don't know where it went. That's my granola. I'm gonna throw that over to me. I used to have like 3 bottle openers around me. What is going on with my life? Who is doing this? Yeah, I'm actually really happy to start streaming again. I've been having some just like technical difficulties for months now. Various internet issues, which I'm still having. Technically, I'm streaming off my phone right now. There used to be one. It just stood right here. How? Who did this? It was probably me. I probably took it somewhere. Yeah, it was his birthday on I think it was Saturday. I don't want to. Well, yeah. So we just basically all got together, a bunch of us grad students, and watched. We watched that entire series on color in animals. Margarita sounds fun. I was about to say, is it Cinco de Mayo? But that was like a week ago, I think. Now. Wow. I am. What in the world? Okay. Wait. Don't I also have one? Where is my other? What? Who did this? Oh wait. Maybe it's up in my shelf of alcohol. I always have to hide this shelf whenever I'm teaching. Nope. Those are. What? What? How? How have I lost every single bottle opener I own? What is going on with my life? Can't hear you too well. Yeah, we need to stay on track. I'm just disappointed in myself. Yeah, the color one was was incredible. We watched all 4 episodes just in like one major like burst basically. Ah, I got it. I might have broken my desk. Oh god. I'm a professional. I'm an adult. God, what is wrong with me today? Yeah, the color one was absolutely incredible, and it's really nice because we have a few grad students who study color a little bit. We're actually getting really interested into UV stuff, and I'm thinking about doing a collab paper on UV color vision with lizards actually, because lizards have a ton of UV color reception, and we were reading up this paper about Plestiodon actually. So it was found that individuals with, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember this paper. Yeah, it was individuals who were predated upon by birds had less UV color on their tails than individuals who were predated upon by like mammals or something. So just like fascinating. But anyways, yes, this paper. So rapid adaptations to invasive predators overwhelm natural gradients and interspecific variation. I love jargony titles. Like, they're just so unnecessary. But so this is actually really interesting. So getting back to this abstract, right? It's sort of nice because we have the setup, right? We have that they compared tadpoles prior to and 14 years following invasion by crayfish. That is such an awesome, that's an awesome setup because it's a really good study. 14 years is fantastic. I'm actually curious where they did this. Actually, yeah, let's, wait, where did they do this? This was this was over in Italy. Yeah, well, Ficatolus from Italy, so that makes sense. What species, though? Wait, what was the species? Focused on the Italian agile frog. Oh, why is there no... What's the Latin for that? Reina latistae. Yeah, that's a Rainid. UV light in my pocket. Yeah, I've been wanting to get myself one of those little bit UV flashlights just for shining and finding scorpions more than anything else. I think they're just super fascinating. Oh wow, that's interesting. We're gonna get to that. Oh wow, this is like getting all the spoilers beforehand. They have great figures. Are these supposed to be box plots? Wait, are these box plots? They're missing. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, let's get this sort of. I always just like to just sort of bullet point everything at the start. So it's, what is this? Let me do tadpoles had variation. And I just go super basic because if you think too much about it, then you get caught in the weeds. Tadpole had variation. Crayfish came in and destroyed that variation. What are the effects? I think that's what we'll have to see later on. So we'll just subset it. Variation in tadpole development times. Which, like, development times in amphibians, I've just always been really fascinated by it because it changes things so much. Like, Boleta glossa, like the salamanders, a big reason they have those suction cup feet is because they started to develop faster as their genus moved southward, into, like, hotter and hotter climates. There we go. Tadpole variation time. Crayfish came in and destroyed the variation. What are the effects? I think this is good. What I usually shoot for whenever I'm trying to put together a video is I follow that, like, minute a slide concept, and it seems to work decently well with storyboarding. So, again, this is mainly going to be a video where I'm talking to the camera, and I'll overlay different, figures, pictures, whatever. I think this is a really fantastic one. So, and I have some clips of tadpoles that I can use. Of course, not this species. I've never been to Italy, but this will be pretty solid. So yeah, so we kind of have this figured out. Variation, tadpole development time. Crayfish came in. Great topics for an outline. Yeah, I think so. I think it's very, very easy. I think going with, like, NatureComm, I have some issues with NatureComm articles every now and then, but they're really easy to understand. They're meant to be read by, like, a general audience is sort of how I've always seen them. That's why they're always big and flashy. They're very understandable. And also, like, it's such a perfect thing. Yeah. Like, the minute per slide thing, it works decently well, but whenever I start making slides, it goes nutso so fast. Like, I once did a 12-minute presentation that had 100 slides because I just went fancy. That was actually a really fun presentation. So I'm gonna skim this and maybe just, like, take out little bits and pieces to figure out. Whenever I actually make the video, I'll be going in a lot deeper, making sure all the facts are right, but that's, of course, not something that's enjoyable on a stream, because it's just me reading. Yeah, this first paragraph is basically just saying, invasive species are bad. Cool. Pretty sure I got that. But then it's development time, which, again, is just so interesting. Could show both canalized variation... Plastic variation, just meaning it's something that can, yeah, this one's a bit toothy. Like, I'm trying not to get into the weeds on this. Predator presence often selects for fast development time, which reduces prey exposure to predators. So that's basically what these crawfish are doing. Yeah, slides per time, it's honestly been the most useful thing I've ever learned. Particularly when just, like, making the presentation. It helps so much. It's so great. Because some of the stuff that I do is like on Instagram, I started doing those posts that were, like, basically me giving a PowerPoint presentation, but every, like, carousel post was a slide. And so it was always underneath a minute. And that's what I kept it, because the carousel posts have to be a minute long, no more than that. And it was really, really, really helpful to think that way. And so this is saying, this paragraph right here, this is just getting at, little note, this author is fantastic about the first sentence in a paragraph just tells you what it's about. Oh my god. Like, populations of native amphibians exposed to divergent gradients often show strong variation in developmental rate. Just saying that amphibians that have environmental gradients, things that are variable across the range, have a variation in development rate. Awesome. Great. I understand what this is about. Yep, talking about things that invasions of red crawfish are bad. Yep, cool. So what is this? This figure is interesting. Location of study populations. Oh, this is a map. What? Wait, this is a map? Hold up. If I click it, will it... It brings it out on here, right? Yeah. Whoa, okay. This is a very interesting map. Oh, okay, so it's all these colors here are the mean spring temperatures. It's so I'm just not used to seeing a map that doesn't have, like, mappy looking things, you know? Because, like, this is latitude and longitude. Um, okay, that's cool actually. That's actually really cool. Foothill populations are in dark green. Lowland populations are in pale yellow. So lowland areas are hotter than foothills areas. I think that's all it's really saying. And then okay, this is really good. So this box plot is so they're dividing into lowland and foothill, which I think is fair. But it's very the lowlands are very much so around 15.5 C um, mean spring temperature, and then the foothills have a bit more variation, but still within about 2 degrees C total. That's pretty good. Yeah, and just yeah, cool. Yeah, very good. But yeah, so it looks like a decent amount have invaded. I guess the only issue, which might not be an issue, I just need to check more, but is that they don't really have many non-invaded populations in the lowlands. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Cool. Here we evaluate how invasive predator have put selection issues on it. Okay, cool. So results. Results, sometimes, honestly, you don't... If I want to read a paper fast, I just read the introduction and the discussion. Because the results just say what's going on, but the discussion actually adds context to it. So, let's see. Oh, wait a second. They did a common garden experiment. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Let's look in their methods what this garden experiment looked like. No, methods. Oh, yeah, so this is actually awesome. So they actually did have all information about the rear tadpoles regardless of the invasion. I was really worried about that. But no, they have it really good. So in 2003, which was before all of the invasions that they had, because I think the earliest invasion was 2006 in that graph that we saw. 2004, but regardless, before it, they had reared all of the tadpoles to figure out, you know, how fast do they grow and everything. But they did it in their own spot, in their own so common garden is just like. Let me find a good definition, because common garden experiments are like really good. It's like Mendel did common garden experiments. Yeah, so it's like you take different populations of the same species and put them in the same environmental conditions. Easy. Awesome. So you'll see that a lot with plants, but it can absolutely be done with tadpoles very easily, actually. So they took them from all these different populations, raised them in the same environment. So what that really tells you is genetically, how do they differ? It sort of isolates them from the environmental variables. And they published this back in 2003. This looked like maybe this was Ficatola's like master's or doctoral work, because it's just a 2-author paper. He wait, was Ficatola Gentile? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so they did a common garden experiment. Awesome. There was differences. The ones from the foothills, which were warmer. Sorry, I always go back and forth. So foothills were colder areas. They metamorphosed 4 days earlier, which in amphibians can mean all the difference. I raised a species in the lab at one point just to see how fast it took them, and they went from single cell organism to tiny froglet in about 2 days. And then we had a different one on the same property that went 2 years. So days can really make a big difference. Oh, maybe I misunderstood. So when it's colder, they take longer to develop. That makes sense to me. Maybe I got confused by the abstract. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Oh, look at this. We're getting a little preview. So development time in 2003. I'm going to open up all the figures in a new tab. So development time 2003, there's a difference. So these look like they take about 6 weeks maybe to develop. But there's a difference. So about, 4 days earlier. Development time in 2017, identical. Wait, what? Hold on. But, oh, this is interesting. The axes are very different. Days from hatching residuals, days from hatching residuals. Because it's double. Maybe I'm missing something here. I need to actually read a little bit more, I guess. The invasion Crawfish first detected, and then it spread northward. Local climate not showing any evident change in temperature or precipitation during those times. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, this paper's a little bit toothy, but I will say for NatureComm papers, it's really not that bad. It's like I feel like any herper would be okay with this paper, just knowing like herpetofauna stuff. And then just, you know, having to look up a few words, which, like, I'm always having to look up words. But I think, like, yeah, if you have a biology background, this won't be too crazy bad, or a ecology evolution background at all. I don't think this is too bad. So this is perfect. This is exactly what I want in a paper. Yeah. Okay. So I think I got the gist of the story down. And it's really what we have here. So let's start storyboarding, getting things out there. And like the thing about this is what I really want to do with this storyboard is not actually, people won't see this, which is what I really want to do. Because normally I would like make these slides and I present in front of them, but that actually requires a lot more effort, I guess, because I need to make sure I know the topic ahead of time. So like it's not uncommon that I would spend 3 hours just getting it ready and then filming it and whatnot. But I want to make these a little bit more produced and not for Instagram. I want to make these for YouTube, so thinking about that. So yeah, how can we do this? So this will be the intro slide. And so I really want to make sure, like, because the thing with this is that I do not want to just regurgitate a paper. I just don't want to say that. I want to take these papers. I want to take these evolutionary projects. I want to take these different projects, research initiatives, and ideas, and turn them into stories. And I think that this is an awesome paper to start with. So let me tell you a story. And this is how I kind of want to start off all of these. I've had this idea for a while. It's something that's not a far stretch from what I'm already doing, but I think we can do this. So let me tell you a story. And I want to give a little preview here. So this is a preview section. This is technically a storyboard / script, but when I do scripts, I firmly believe in doing what's called extemporaneous speaking. So it's where you do not recite things word for word. You have talking points, and then you actually just speak off of those talking points. What you have is you still have your structure, you still have your flow, you still know where to go with what you're saying, but you can actually have a conversation. It feels more natural. It feels like I'm talking to you instead of reading to you. So, tadpoles that had variation. And again, this is just a teaser. This is something I'm going to say in the first 30 seconds of the video, just to get you hooked, just to get you thinking, I want to hear more about this story. That is the goal of a preview. It's supposed to hook you. It's supposed to say, I want to know more about this. Tadpoles that had variation. Invasive crawfish came in. Variation lost. Oh, actually, I need to know more about what were the effects, possible effects, because I don't think they have great effects. Like on the adults, not on the tadpoles. We know that they're changing. We know that it's different, but I want to know what had happened to the adults. So let's see. Rapid development. Now develop faster. Cool. We observe a plastic shift in tadpoles in the process. nope. Wait. During noise, they produce signals. Oh, the tadpoles actually perceived the crawfish through visual and chemical cues. So they immediately started. They were very plastic. They just immediately started to develop faster. Oh, that is interesting. Oh, this is very interesting. Hmm. Tadpoles from invaded populations, independent of being exposed to the crayfish, showed faster development compared to plastic response observed in those from uninvaded that were exposed to crayfish. So what this is getting at, so they're using these two terms, canalized and plastic. Plastic means it could change. It's variable. You can take plastic, something that's plastic, you can shift it, you can stretch it, you can move it. And it's the same concept with this. They have variables. They're not really picky about when they develop. Canalized, you're basically like in a canal. You're in this trajectory where it's harder to get out of it. It's harder to change. It's harder to morph. It's harder to move and develop in a different way because you're stuck in a rut of your development time. And that's basically based on your history. No, that's getting the hook of a video story and storytelling theory. Like, storytelling theory is something I've been diving into a lot more lately. Because, I mean, I think there's so many people who are brilliant communicators. They know so much. They are just beautiful. Like, they have beautiful minds that can, like, understand things. But they don't know how to tell a story. And, like, at the end of the day, like, yes, you can dive into all of the nuances of a generalized linear mixed model and say about how it influences. But, like, if you can't tell that as a story, it doesn't connect with an audience. Like, no one watches the documentary because of the, people watch a David Attenborough because he tells a story. That's what it is at the end of the day. And that's what I'm really trying to take it from. And that hook, I think, is the most important thing. Like, everything else, like, if you get that hook, you have someone in your mind. You have them wanting to know more. And that's really all it's about. Like, that's why so many people do great when they have that little preview right at the start of a video. It's like, oh, I'm going to see this thing at, maybe it'll be 30 minutes into the video, but I'm going to see it eventually. So, it's sort of like watching a clip of Planet Earth before you watch Planet Earth. You know it's going to come. So, yes. So, anti-predator response to crayfish acceleration development, short duration of the larval stage. Yeah, so smaller body size, poor locomotive performance. I'm just gonna copy this into here, because I think this is good for a hook. I think I can craft this into something. Like, I think that's totally doable here, but I do not want to focus on it forever, because then it's, oh, I spent an hour on just the intro, and it's like, well, there's the whole rest of it that we need to do. But what's nice is that we now have an outline. We have this, like, we already had an outline, but now it's just reiterated and a little bit more specific. But now all we need to do, I can just duplicate this slide, and then, so let's set the scene. So, because we need to make them understand what are we actually talking about here. So this is where we're going to introduce these frogs. So, introduce the frogs. Let me see. So it's the Italian agile frog. I need to double check how my pronunciation on Latasti. Also, if it's still Rada, because I've been dealing with that with a data set where it keeps going back and forth between Reyna and Lithobates, like, constantly. I had a paper where we just said, like, this is Lithobates, it might be Reyna. Deal with it. So, I don't even know what, like, the North American frogs are at right now. Like, honestly, between, like, my outdated guidebooks and different databases telling me different things, I'm just like, they're both. Screw it. Okay, so it's in Italy, exist in, okay, we'll say it 2, establishing shots. There we go. That's the that's the right phrase, right? Yeah, I'm very happy I'm doing this finally. This has been exactly what I've been wanting to do for a good long while. And like I have all the other stuff. I have like the Learn Adventurously series videos that I'm just a little bit backlogged on. Right now is a really awful time in the semester. I grade for 2 different universities, so it's just everything combobulating and hitting me at once. Okay, so 2 general... they're not populations, but they're kind of habitats. There we go. So this is the lowland and the foothills that we're talking about here. Where lowland is the warmer one, I believe. So yeah, we're just basically trying to get it all so that everyone knows what we're talking about. So lowland is, I think that is the colder one. Lowland is warmer. Lowland is warmer. Foothills are colder. Lowland tadpoles develop faster. Foothill slower. And then the next scene, I'm just gonna put it here now, is the problem scene. I'm not done with this setting the scene one, but I just want to say Crawfish come in. So just so I know where to end the setting the scene. It's non-linear editing flow, or whatever the right term is nowadays for everything with video editing. Like DaVinci Resolve is a non-linear video editing platform or something, I think. Okay, so they develop faster, they develop slower. And then we need to talk about the plastic and canal. I don't know, actually. I don't know if you pronounce it just canal or canal. I'm not sure, actually. Like, I don't think I can have it. It's canalized. Okay. Cool. Canal. Yeah, the taxonomic changes are insane. Like, so I have, gosh, I think my guidebook that I've been using for out here, it's one of the Petersons, and I cannot remember which edition, but it's very out of date. So I legitimately don't really know the species out here. Like, I just kind of guess. And like, honestly though, I don't really care at the end of the day. It's like, it's gonna change in 10 years anyways. It probably needs to, but like, I was doing a deep dive into Batrachoseps. Subspecies are still like really useful though. And it's like, because a lot of the times right now subspecies can turn into species. I think there's a paper that just came out about it was all about venom complexity, but they in North American vipers. Oh god, I can imagine rolling tape reels. That would just be no. But no, there's a new paper about venom complexity in North American pit vipers, and they redid the phylogeny for all of the croats, all of the it was a Chistrodon. It might have just been croats and a Chistrodon, but yeah, they included subspecies in it. Like, they actually included subspecies on the tips, so it was really really cool, because I think they were another group that was kind of pushing for Helleri to actually be a full species instead of a subspecies. Because I think they, even on their paper, they still had it listed as Oregonus Helleri, but they want to move it up. So, I don't know. I loosely follow the taxonomy, but it's really, I only follow it when it's like a species that's in my region. So, it's an interesting field. I don't like doing. I don't want to be someone who's messing with taxonomy. Not my jam. So yeah. So okay. So yeah. Back to the frogs. So they have the lowlands are warmer, foothills are colder. Lowlands develop faster. The foothills develop slower. Some are plastic. Some are canalized. I'm probably not going to use the term canalized. I'm just going to say, but some of them don't change as often. But then what happens when the crawfish come So what we have is, I think I need to really say here is that there is variation among populations. There's like that whole thing about like among versus between, and I legitimately never know, and I don't care. I think it's so nitpicky. Like I don't know, I got kind of jaded. Someone sent me this message like, "Hey, I love what you're doing, blah blah blah, but I just want you to know that a lot is 2 words." And I'm like, "Come on, man! Like, I'm not." Like, come on! It's like it's a common misspelling. If it's a common misspelling, then it's just the spelling. I'm sorry, I don't. Valley Garter than Sir Thomas with red spots, bright bold red stripes. Yeah, I don't know. People get really defensive about taxonomy, and I've never understood why. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, when you're doing stuff for, like, conservation planning or whatever, absolutely, it matters. But, like, when we're just, like, talking about stuff, everyone, as long as people know what you mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm also fine with just saying, like, oh, you know, the pretty snakes up north or something. Like, I don't care. It's, like, I mean, I care when it's in a publication, of course, but I don't know. It's whatever. So, okay, so now we're going to be introducing the crawfish. Oh, you know what? Let me actually show, like, a big reason taxonomy mistakes when you already know better. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's... But even then, like, the taxonomy is so messy. So for my project, I have to validate the taxonomy. So just, like, make sure it's all good, but the problem is I have data from IUCN, I have data from GBIF, which includes like iNaturalist records and stuff, and then I have phylogenetic data from like 2 different sources, and the problem is they all have different names for everything. I honestly don't know as much about the Hellerite controversy though. Like I've very very loosely followed it, so it's been I don't know how to feel. Like I guess at the end of the day, I don't really care. Like if it's just a subspecies. Oh yeah, so these crawfish are the American ones. They gave the species name, which I should add on here. I'll I also got to figure out what southern pronunciation of crawfish I want to use. Do I want to call them crawdads? You know. Where is they saying this? They're calling it's the American red swamp crayfish. So Procambris clarki. I probably won't say the scientific name, but I flashed it up on the screen. So I just want to put that there for my note. Are these signal cray-crays? Can you imagine making this video very, very serious and I call them cray-crays the whole time? So this is the biggest reason I use Google Slides is because it has a Google Images search built in that automatically finds images that you can use in your presentations without problems. So like if I type in crawfish, it pulls up a bunch of crawfish. Now the nice thing is there are a ton of sketches that are like, they're vector sketches, so they don't have a background. I use these in my presentations all the time. Like, I made this one for a class. Yeah. So I made this one for a class just the other day. And all of these images are, like, public domain. Like, I don't have to deal with it at all. So it just makes things, like, so much easier. I say all of them, but I'm also using a lot of stuff from papers or whatever. But it's just like, oh my gosh, it makes things so good. Exactly. So my plan with this is to like talk to the camera and basically have images and videos come in. So I'm hoping that I have some good images of crawfish. I want it to be more videos, but I'm not so opposed. I guess my whole vibe with this is sort of I need to mess with the lighting to get it just right. I want to have a natural vignette effect when it's like talking. So it's almost like someone's telling you a story at the campfire and it's just like their face is illuminated. That's sort of the vibe I want to go for. So yeah, but I'm just throwing it in here just so I can remember, like, because I don't think I'm going to use this at all, but, well, let's actually get the, would they have the Italian Agile frog in here? Let's see. Sometimes I'm impressed. Hey, look at that. Italian agile frogs. I like this frog pick. I like this grass pick. Yeah, there we go. Public domain. Hooray! Or least common. It's probably some ones like iNet. No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know where it's from. But yeah, so crayfish come in. So I'm gonna say, what did I just do? Okay. Yep. So crawfish come in. Nail that they're invaders. They are invaders. Eat tadpoles. I think here I need to transit, like maybe not transition, but have a little bit of a tangent about. I don't know. I'm debating on if I want to have a tangent about what invaders do, like what's. Tiny tangent. Tiny tangent. R/do. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I kind of want to let the results of this paper really speak for itself. But yeah, I hopefully want to get to the fact that these are crawfish, that these are messing things up by the 3-minute mark. Let me add some time frames. I don't want to go too long because I don't want it to be like I set up this story and it's awesome and then it's like we're 5 or 6 minutes into the video and then I start talking about the problem. I don't know. I try to be really aware of that. So, Max. This one will follow directly after the intro, so it's going to start within the first minute. And I think I should be able to set this up within a minute and a half. So let me add some time. This is not really great. Yeah, exactly. I think like especially the sketch images are fantastic to use. This one has always, like, the Google Slides one has always been really fantastic about finding it. Like, if you go onto Google Slides and double check, or Google Images and double check, it's right on spot. But yeah, I'm honestly trying to find better sites for, like, I have a few sites that I use for stock image. I actually want to like challenge myself this summer to try and make like maybe like a 45-minute long documentary using nothing but stock image just to try. Yeah, exactly. It's the 1 minute per slide is a great general rule, but it's like I think it's good to kind of set limits for yourself because it's at the end of the day I'm telling a story. And everyone's been in that story that it's like this guy's been talking for 20 minutes. And it's like, are we even halfway through? So, like, I want all these to be like less than 10 minutes. That's my goal. Unless it really warrants like a super cool deep dive. But if I do that, then I'd rather have it in parts, you know? So, yeah, so cool. We got the intro, we got the setting the scene, we have the problem. Exactly. I want to do it, but I want it to be like kind of insane. I want it to be something so different. I don't want it to just be like another story, right? I just want to do it just to do it. Yeah. I don't know. That's like I have a lot of plans for this summer. So this is my like SciComm summer. But it's like I think the problem with that longer video is doing something that is. Well, I guess if I make it around a theme, I'll be good. But yeah, these plans for another day. Need to actually finish projects, not just start them over and over again. Okay, cool. So this crawfish comes in. They eat the tadpoles. They have... okay, but then... So now I want to sort of... So this is where it's going to go. So we introduce the crawfish. And I want to say, like, but this has a drastic change. I'm just going to type it. This has a drastic change to the tadpoles. So what I'm setting up is like, hey, these crawfish come in. They're invasive species. They disrupt native species. they change ecosystems, you know, so just like general things. But then it's like, but then what did they do to the tadpoles, right? And so that we're gonna go back to it. So that we set the scene for the tadpoles, we set the scene for what's happening there. And then I kind of want to go back to the tadpoles after this. So we have the crawfish, and it's like you're sort of setting this whole like it's sort of like in the horror movie where you start to see the monster. It's like stalking the town folks, but they don't even know it's there yet. So it's bringing up the story about how the crawfish came in. Actually, we need to figure out where they mentioned this in the paper. Actually, where they came in. The crawfish came in, and then it changed things. I think that might have been in maybe no, that was in discussion. Oh, okay, we're doing a second paper. Yeah, I was like the 10-minute video thing, like I hated that because everyone had to do it. Like everyone that was like really big, they always did the thing where it just like felt like it dragged on forever. Or it's like you got so many videos that were like just 10 minutes and 2 seconds. It's like you're obviously trying to hit that. But like, man, I hated that. Biogeographic is a good one. So this one actually, so they actually did Ficatola, again, was on a paper about about the distributions of it. So what I've started to play around with is having my longer video and then taking a less than 60-second clip of that video like a teaser for my Instagram, and then making those like posts that are more you swipe through them, carousel posts. And then so that way I'm still having my YouTube content, which is totally different, but then I have the Instagram ready things, and that's what I want to do more. That is my goal. Now I don't know if this is it. Okay, so now we're adding in like a second story. 5-second films is incredible. Like that's why I kind of miss like the Vine era, because it was just like make something and make it in under 7 seconds. It challenges you, and that's what I really like to have, is just a challenge of creative efforts. Yeah, 1 to 3 minutes would be amazing. But that's also why I will see where it goes, right? If I can do it, I want it to be like 5 minutes. I think where I want to be at 5 to 6. I think I think that's a sweet spot, you know. Yeah, I really liked it because I used to just like make a YouTube video, put it up on Instagram TV, put it up on Mammals or whatever, but it was frustrating because I wasn't making content for that platform, and I've been really, really liking it way more. I would love to see TikTok. I've had such a hard time with. Like, I've never felt old on a social media platform, but TikTok, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I just can't do it. Like, I tried for a little bit, and it felt not right for me, and I just didn't like seeing like 15-year-olds dancing. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It was not my thing, and I'm fine with it not being my thing. I don't know. I might put some of my reels up on there every now and then, like the ones that I actually make for stuff. But I don't know. I'm yeah. But basically, I'm focusing a lot on the YouTube, and I'm basically saying YouTube and Instagram. Those are my two things. I would love that. Like, I think Facebook still only supports 720p, and it's like, what are you doing, Facebook? Like, I get they're just like mobile only. Facebook. I just think Facebook's a terrible platform in general. Like, it's insane. Like, ugh. Yeah, YouTube is pretty fantastic, and I'm liking. I don't know. This is my first time really messing with their live setup. Had a little bit of some troubles, but honestly, I think it's really, really nice. There's I wish Vimeo like kind of had something more. It's like, Okay, so here we go. So Crawfish first came in 1989. That's what I was looking for. So the invaders invaded 1989. Rapid expansion. Oh wait. Actually, is that in? Did they do that in Italy or was that? Oh yes. Okay. Yes. In the northern reaches of Italy, they moved southward. Yeah. So they moved. Thanks. Yeah. Instagram is, and I'm also going way harder on. I'm wanting to transition what I'm doing. I'm realizing that like I don't want to be a academic educator. I'm realizing that's not necessarily for me. I would love to make science communication my career, but while still doing biology research. So that's um, that's basically why I'm also doing these live streams more. And actually, at the end of the week, I'll have a Discord set up that's for science communicators and science stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I'm planning on. I'm just trying to get through the week, trying to get through everything right now. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with Instagram lately. Oh my god, I've been putting in some work, and it's finally showing. I had a day where I gained 100 followers, and that was just insane to me. So I'm like, it feels good. That was after like a year of losing followers, so it just feels good. Cool. So I think I got enough for this Crawfish thing. So now I'm still kind of struggling with what I want to do with this, right? This whole the Crawfish are there. I introduced the problem. I set the scene. I introduced the problem. It's like I'm thinking of this as like a horror movie because I don't know why. I think that clicks better because horror movies are very formulaic in a lot of ways. I think they're like really great to dissect. Exactly. No, communication is a really good skill to have, and like that's I even see it as like even if I cannot make science communication a career, the amount of benefits I have received from doing science communication is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So yeah, it's really nice. But now my kind of goal is to kind of grow this YouTube a little bit more, a lot more. I just love making videos so much more. I just think it's the way to go, honestly, with what I like to do. Yeah, big plans and stuff. So I'm really pushing on it. So this one now. So we have the scene, we have the problem. So I don't know how to describe this, but I think like the best thing is to say as these invaders came in, and I'm going to call them invaders because I want it to have a very stereotypical. You know what? It's actually the vibe is with this video is very similar to like an alien invasion movie. Honestly, if I focus on it like that, right, where it's like we were the people, and then all of a sudden the aliens came down and sought to destroy us, right? That's if we focus on it like that because it's a very similar thing. It speaks to a lot of those like human emotions of scary otherworldly things coming in and disrupting what we know as normal. And if we translate that over, I think that'll actually make for a really compelling post. So that's what we'll make this. You know what? This deserves to be the title. Didn't even change the font size, but whatever. Yeah, so the music, I know exactly what you're talking about because I did the exact same thing where I would just I felt like I was making like nature music videos. Like I had a bunch of nature clips and I was like, let me find a good song and let me cut it to the beat and everything. And I love that. I think that's like so crucial to making a compelling video that people want to watch. It just I don't know, it feels so much nicer. Like I've definitely watched a video before where there was a scene, it cut, but it was like in the middle of an offbeat and a regular beat, and it was like so jarring to me. Like I had to pause. I don't know, it was so weird. Yeah, yeah, it's but like now I've become a lot more reserved. Like, oh man, I've been sitting on this video. I've been sitting on one that I filmed. It's almost a year ago, and I edited it, and I've just been like, I don't know. I put so much effort into it. I don't want it to just like go up on YouTube and only get like 20 views or something. So I'm like, I just don't know what to do with it, and it's driving me crazy. Yeah, crayfish. I see. That's the deal. I don't want to like. That's always the thing with like these science communication things. It's like sometimes it's too easy to paint in pure black and white, and that's why I don't want to call them. That's actually partly why I don't want to call them crayfish in here, but really focus on them being as invaders, right? Um, Actually, you know what? Let me add because of that. I want to add a little tag. Native range. Let me put it up because no, that's really good point. I don't want to demonize them because in their native area they're awesome. They do such cool things. Over a foot long? I didn't realize that. Wait. Signal crawfish? Hold up. Big. The image. Oh my gosh, no kidding. Whoa. I mean, that's just a lobster at that point. Oh, that's incredible. Wow. Uploaded by Robbie Fishing. I had no idea they got that big. I hope they taste good. Like, I'm trying to figure out if there's like, I don't think there's forced perspective here. No, I don't think there is. They're just big boys. Wow. But it looks smaller than all the other ones, but what is going on in this image? Hold up. Oh no. That's just a big crawfish. Whoa. That's a lobster. What in the 130 millimeters. Oh my god. Hold on. This is blowing my mind right now. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's insane. Whoa. I was just not expecting it to be that big. Because, like, I found a pretty big one the other night, an invasive one here. And it had just come out. I mean, it was big. It was a good, like, maybe 7 inches. But wow. Something almost double that. Jeez. So, yeah. As these invaders came in, see, that's awesome. That's a little 3-minute video, right? Heck yeah. All these fishermen. That's great. I love that. Okay. So yeah, as these invaders came in, the frogs adapted. I'm trying to figure out where I want to place this like concept of metamorphosis is tied to so many things. Ooh, in the blink of an eye and edit better. I'm just gonna put that on a notepad really quick for myself. There is a wonderful bookstore near me that sells $1 and $2 books used, and I'm constantly amazed. So I think that I just need to put that on there, because like a lot of my like editing and my really the storytelling theory is a lot of trial and error and trying to be a very, very conscious observer of what other storytellers are doing. I'm going to look into the paper on how they tested this, because I want it. So basically, my kind of goal with the series is to show kind of how I read papers, right? How I view papers, not how I read them, how I view them. Where a paper is not so much this like long text that we have to get there. It's like it's a story. It's trying to tell a story, and some are way better than others. But that's what I'm really trying to show, and like basing it around this. Yeah, I feel like I'm on the path, but I really want to cement it. And I luckily just have like an incredible community of people that like really help me out a lot. So, I'm sure, like, right now I'm actually trying to give back to that community a lot more. I've just been so grateful. So, um, the too critical part, yeah, I feel that. Um, I don't know. I have definitely been a lot less critical of my work. Um, Failing upwards. I am adding that to my vernacular. That describes my life. Yeah, okay. I am adding that. That's a good one. That's actually really good. But yeah, I've been a lot less critical of my videos. Like, 'cause it used to be the point where I just wouldn't even post them. Because I just get caught in that perfectionist loop. And now I'm like, no, I'm going to learn after it's posted. So, um, and the nice thing about this, like, I'm putting a lot of work into the storyboarding side. The actual video side is going to be very easy. That's partially why I'm setting it up like this. Because at the end of the day, it's just me talking to the camera and adding some videos and footage over it. So it's very easy to actually go through. And I'm spending a lot of time on this first one to kind of figure out how to make it work. But of course, also, like, I can't ignore the fact that this is making content by doing live streams. I did a little bit of this before on some other ways, and I really enjoyed making the stream with the community a lot. Like, yes, I can definitely make a storyboard in like half the time, but I have a lot more fun whenever it's like actually communicating with people, you know. So yeah, as even I want to paper how they had tested this adaptation. Specifically, just like say that, 'cause, they did see a reference in the paper that's like, although we cannot confirm that the Crawfish directly did this, it fits up with all of our theory, it fits up with our experiments, and it fits up with like other trends that have happened. Um, so I think I'm gonna leave this one a little bit blank for now because this is when I need to like do my own like digging a little bit. But honestly, this might be the last slide. How does this affect the tadpoles? So that's where I want it, tadpole slash frogs. Because it's really about the frogs that it's affecting. Like, they're coming out earlier, so what does that do? Oh, heck yes. Oh, I think I saw you post, I think in the Discord about that. I remember, yeah. I remember you posting about this. I'm just forgetting what it was because I've just seen too many things lately. But no, I'm excited to see this video actually that you're gonna put out. Yeah, I'm like super super excited, especially with like excellent 3 minutes of dialogue. I'm very excited to see that. So smaller size, jumping performance decreased. Yeah, so that's actually I feel that though because I still have I can actually show you really quick because it's plugged in on my like content creation stuff. If I go into my video section and Belize 2019, every single one of these folders is easily 1 to 2 videos. I think I have made maybe probably less than a dozen of these videos. And because they were all just winged, they were all just I'm filming what I'm doing with no concept. No. Oh, hey, LJ. Some of the best SciComm is making sure we're walking with instead of ahead. Ooh, I like that. Walking with our viewers, walking with our readers. I like that a lot, actually. Because that's something I've always wanted to be like. I don't like this, like, something I've been kind of annoyed with, I guess is a good way to put it, is this whole idea of talking to someone. It's this one-way communication, and I'm just so tired of that. I want it to be like, hey, let's tell a story. Let's talk about this, and that's what I really want to do. Mind mapping. I've heard about mind mapping. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've done so many scripts in Notepad. I actually don't save any scripts because I just don't see the. Ooh, I don't see the point. But yeah, so I have all these footage, all this video from 2019 that have not edited. Yeah, so this is I've edited a few of these, but what I'm gonna do, my eventual goal is to, once I get this sort of figured out and I figured out more, I'm actually going to take all of these videos and turn it into a full narrative. This is what I want to make into a documentary series. Basically, instead of like what I was doing, like early on when I was first doing video editing, I was doing the just like put it up there, make a bunch of cuts to music. But instead, I want to say like I want to retell the story that I went through when I was here. And particularly, this folder with Angel Falls is probably the biggest one that I have. This one I could make into like a 2 to 3 hour documentary. So there's 250 clips in here. Yeah, so that's the discussion part. I mean, that's something I've really focused on my Instagram, and that's like why I'm asking all those questions on there. And by the end of the week, I'll have it public. Is my goal, which is I think super attainable. But I can actually open it up right now because I have it open almost. I am putting together a Discord. Basically, it's Learn Adventurously, and this is a massive Discord. I already have a few people in here. That is just for science communication discussions and scientists, and that is basically what I'm making this for. So we have things about questions of the day, we have discussions, we actually have a bunch of stuff to create community posts together, feed content ideas, have like these deeper conversations. So this is something that I am putting together, and it'll be out there soon. So I guess like the little preview for live viewers, you know. And this is public and open to anyone. I don't care who you are, come in and have a discussion. And I think this is going to be really important for a lot of people, especially just in that science communication space, because we don't have anything like that. We don't have a great community. We have, what I realized is on Instagram, I was having an insane amount of one-on-one conversations with dozens of people. And it's like, what is this good for? Like, all I'm doing is just like talking, but it's like, I want to have like multiple people jump in and actually like communicate. Like that's what science communication is. We're communicating, but who are we communicating to? It's this one-way street, and I'm like, I want to change that. I want to have a multi-way street. I want to have a roundabout. That's what I want to have. So yeah. Oh, I went full screen. I made it worse. Oh gosh. Okay. Possible long-term effects, something like that. I don't know. It really is a war chest of videos. It's insane, and yeah. You know what? Here, I'm already inviting people in there. I can just, I'm just gonna boop, 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 boop. Oh, because I have I have streamer mode on. Here we go. Screw it. Join in right now. I don't care. And I'm gonna make it public in a bit now. All I'm doing is setting up roles and stuff. So we have like SciComm or photographer, bloggers, different students, scientist, teacher, whoever you are. I'm trying to add more and more. But yeah, feel free to join. We already have some good people, like just people that like I talk with a lot about science communication is who I invited in, and we already have some good little connections going. Like I have a friend who has a science communication journal blog thing that anyone can contribute to. So, okay, I want to wrap this up so that I'm not here all night. Just getting a basic outline down. Because the video stuff, what I've learned is I used to actually live stream myself recording the videos. And what I learned is that it's so much to juggle that it just didn't work properly. Like, there was no way for me to interact with chat. So I just want to get this down. Because honestly, just like talking with y'all has been fantastic. Like, it's been really nice because I can vocalize thoughts and also get like instant feedback. So, long-term effects. Now, the only thing is, this is something that I have been very, very conscious about doing. All of my posts now that have something like terrible, or it's like, we're talking about something that's bad, like in this case, it's something bad, invasive species come in. I don't want to just say, like, this is bad. I want to say, we'll add the 7th slide, and that'll be the last slide. Hope and next steps. Because I'm just tired of this, like, constant negativity in the wildlife space. I'm constantly in the conservation space specifically, where it's just like, the world is fucked. But that's not great. That's not helpful. That's not building anything. That's not making anything better. So what I'm doing here is I want to say, well, what is going on? What initiatives, which is again going to be a initiatives that are helping the problem or stopping the problem, and then what can you do? And that's two things I'm wanting to inject into absolutely everything I do, because we have a lot of things that are going wrong. But it's like there's no point in just obsessing over doom and gloom. We actually need to like change things and make things better. So, initiatives that are stopping the problem, and then what can you do? That's where I want to end it off. And it may just be something like, hey, you are donating to an organization. Hey, you can go out and help with your own local initiatives. I'm a big fan of just doing local volunteering. It's so much fun. So this is like it's amazing how like this is such a good storyboard. So we really have this is nothing. This isn't even part of it. But we basically have 6 slides, so about 6 minutes roughly. Yeah, this is good. This is a good storyboard. I'm happy with this. Like I am very happy with this. This intro will be. Let me just add some times on here just to like cement it. Less than 30 seconds. And I'm not doing these as time stamps. I'm saying how long I want to spend on it. This one would be maybe a minute max. I'll give it a minute 30, just because invasives have a lot of things. This is where I want it to be the meat of the potatoes. Wow. We'll do it 2 min max. Because I think that's good. This is sort of tied into 5. In fact, it's so tied in, I'm just going to add it onto 5. Because I think they're just one and the same on this. And then I can delete that. And then hope in next steps. Maybe, we'll do another minute 30. I give myself a minute 30 because I found a minute is really difficult. Like, you get everything in, and then you're like, wait, what can I say now? It's like you're starting the train, but you need a little bit more. So minute 30 I find works perfect. So kind of adding everything together. What we have is like max 8 minutes, I think, if my math is all. Yeah, max 8 minutes, which is perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be. If it goes a little bit over, that's fine. If editing little things adds some stuff to that, that's fine too. But that's the point of this. It's super cool to do this. So, okay. I think this is a good outline. I need to do my own research on a couple other things, make sure it's all good. If I do secondary sources, I need to make sure they're cited properly, because I want to have like a little citation bar at the bottom that's always like, where am I getting this info from? Backyard conservation is something I've been really into. There's been a few initiatives that are basically like it's like connected backyards. I think they were doing this in Austin, Texas. Yeah, ending on a high note. I just also it inspires people to do stuff, you know. But yeah, that's the community-led conservation is something I've been really pushing hard a lot more on, because like especially like like I'm a scientist, but the tricky thing is so many of us are like we do science for other scientists, and I hate that. Like even the biggest conservation names or whatever, they're doing science for scientists. And it's like, no, they're doing science for governments. And I'm like, no, I want to do science for people. That's what I want to do. I want it to be like we're actually involved, which is one of these things with the Discord server. I am we're going to be doing community science. And I want to actual community science, not the community is the one doing the grunt work. I want it to be like, no, we're actually going to do this all together. So I have some big plans for that. Yeah, in the strong endings, this is like a, I don't know, it's like almost it's a call to action, but not a call to action for my content. It's a call to action to do something. And that's what I really want to promote. Because like a lot of the stuff with this Discord, every month we're going to be having a conservation organization. No, I keep saying conservation organization. We're going to have an organization or nonprofit that we were going to be trying to donate, raise money, or volunteer our time to. I've been looking into a lot of community science things. Actually, I just found this incredible website, communityscience.com. It is oh my god. Is this, wait, is this the right one? Hold on, wait a second. This isn't the right one. No, wait. Oh, no. So I found a website that actually puts together citizenscience.gov. That's what I'm looking for. Yes. So this is a federal agency website that basically is getting public participation in their science stuff. And you can add projects and stuff. And it's incredible. Like, I was just going through this and I was absolutely blown away at what they have. So they have some things that are like really, really great about like getting citizens into there. Like, you have to go there. So I was looking at this one. They have a Tribal Nations Botanical Research Collaborative. So this is a iNaturalist project. Like, that's so cool. But then they also had a few other ones that were oh gosh, what was it? They had one where they were where they had a massive, they basically had like several tens of thousands of pictures of sea lions, and they wanted the public to go through them and figure out things about them. And it was on here. So I want to actually have one of these every single month that I try to support through this Discord. Yeah, I love citizen science, and I have been using community science more because it's like I'm a citizen too. So I don't know, it's weird, like little definitions. But like this stuff, like this website is incredible. There's so many. There's like an insane amount of things. A lot of these are bio blitzes, which I want to organize my own. Want to do some like backyard stuff, but like, so cool. So this is something that I'm going deep into. Actually, one of my favorite little things, I saw a talk about community science, and there's that one website that allows you to, you essentially can figure out protein configurations. They made it like a game, basically, because even like the most advanced computers, there's too many possibilities, but like basically humans are a better choice than computers for some reason. I remember this talk, it was a plenary talk, and the number one community that was helping that was bronies. Guys who like watching My Little Pony. And like I was like, that is so cool. Like, I love that. So I want to do some stuff with that as well, and maybe make my own projects, something cool. But this is really awesome. I've been loving this, just like, you know, going through it. Yeah, I was really concerned about INET as well, and like I don't know, I was concerned, but then I think I was a little bit less concerned over time. I haven't been posting on INET just because I'm lazy. So yeah, okay, look at this. Ocean Eyes on zooniverse.org, which is another project thing. But so they're identifying fish that are in the deep water. So first you just gotta say if there's fish at all, and then annotating like the different species of fish. Like, I love this so much. So I want to do this with like that Discord group and be like, hey, let's all hop on a voice chat together. I'll probably stream this as like my view, but then we'll have a bunch of people in there doing it at the same time. And then like because like I think I saw it was okay, yeah, no fish in here. No fish in here. Yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, basically I want to do this with like a bunch of people and like really make it to where it's like, hey, can we get like eventually, like long term, can we get 100 people doing this at the same time? So that's something I want to do, which that'll be another stream at that point. But yeah, I think I need to wrap this up, honestly. So, but we have an awesome timeline. Hopefully we'll have this actually out. My goal is to have this out by the end of the week. Because again, the actual filming and editing, very easy. The sound effects, I'll spend way too much time on. The music, I'll spend way too much time on because I love music too much. But we have a paper, we have a storyboard, we have a general direction, we have an idea of how the story will take place, and we have a little preview of all the other stuff that I'm trying to put together over these next few months, honestly. But yeah, I am very happy. This is actually really fantastic. Thank y'all for hopping in. I was not sure how a YouTube like live would do, or I didn't really promote it, didn't really plan it out. I just decided it was very much on a whim to just hop on and do it. But yeah, no, thank you. I never know how to end a stream. Y'all have a great day. And like, if you have any ideas for videos, or like, if you find a paper, you have even a topic, because I can find a paper about a topic, send them over to me. Like, shoot it over my email, join that Discord or whatever, and pop it in like the yeah, pop it over. I will not get into color grading as hard as I want to. Yeah, so, but yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy to do it. But yeah, so thank you for joining, and I'm just going to, I'm going to end it here because I never know how to end this. So, see y'all. And thanks for joining the Discord. I just saw you pop in there. Awesome. See y'all.